game up against Omaha. Things may be a little tougher this game. Got a bigger fella in Owens. There you see head coach Rodney Billups, 28 up and 28 down, done a magical job so far for this DU Pioneer team, transferring from the Princeton system to an up-tempo. And I guess you don't get any more up-tempo than scoring 94 like you did the last time out.
Well, Coach Billups has got these guys going in the right direction, and hopefully they can build off that momentum and win another ball game.
Here's the tap. It goes to Pemberton and now to Rosga. Now to Pemberton up top to Ade Murky. You will see Oral Roberts in a zone, and that could be a good thing for the Pioneers if they shoot the basketball right. Mackey inside, got to get out of the zone, gets it back out to Ade Murky, tosses on the baseline. Daniel Amigo, that one rolls off the rim. Javen White comes up with a rebound. Here comes Oral Roberts. Kearns with the basketball. ORU, when you look at them come into the gym, it looks like a top D1 or NBA team with their size. And there you see Owens spinning baseline, little left-hand hook to get on the board.
Well, we see both teams what they need to do offensively. For Oral Roberts, obviously get the ball inside. And for Denver, they got to attack the middle of the zone.
Oral Roberts will sit in that zone for one of the reasons why. They'll switch up man-to-man from time, but I don't know that Oral Roberts can continue to stay in man because of what Denver does as far as getting up and down the court. How about the senior, Christian Mackey, getting the first bucket of the game for the Pioneers? We're tied up at 2.
Nice move by Mackey, going to that opposite hand to avoid the height of Oral Roberts.
Nezukwesi out, three-point land, looking, searching for somebody, comes back up top and gets it to Austin Reuter. Reuter down low to Kearns. Kearns going to get back to Reuter. Nothing there as Pemberton's got Reuter on him. White trying to second pick and roll, fighting around it. The Pioneers D it well, come up with it, the hustle there. That play made by Amigo. There's going to be a foul whistled. That's going to go on number 10, Sam Kearns. Pioneer goes, the basketball goes the way of the Pioneers. Let's get to the Coors Light keys to the game, Greg Lackey.
Well, again, I think what Denver has to do today is they've got to create tempo. They got to get this ball game going up and down the floor to their liking. Don't get into that slow pace that Oral Roberts would like to play, and then they got to rebound the ball. Oral Roberts is, when they win, there's a 12 rebound differential.
Blown coverage on that. Mackey's got the first 4 points of the game for the Pioneers, so it worked out well as the senior gets the start. Nezukwesi out at three-point land. He's got Murky on him. Back up top to Kearns. Oral Roberts trying to get into their offense, but Denver defensively has played really well the last couple of games. Kearns going to let go from 3, got the arc, that one off the rim, no good, but Nezukwesi uses his height and gets it back. Again, Reuter's going to let it go, that one off the rim, no good. Rosga comes up with a rebound, and off comes the Pioneers. Reach in from behind by Owens, and the big fella, ooh, looked like he could have walked, kicks it back outside to Kearns, now inside. Pemberton's on him, and Pemberton's going to be whistled to the foul, and the big fella, Albert Owens, going to the foul line.
Again, those turnovers, that's something Denver has to avoid. I mean, the possession, valuing the basketball as you get into towards the end of the year and into your league tournament, just so important.
Well, that's going to be a lesson for the Pioneers going forward. Owens is not the fleetest of foot. He's going to be trailing the pack a long time. Somebody's got to be telling Rosga there's somebody behind him.
Yeah, you would think that, there would be a little bit more attention there, but there wasn't.
How about Owens has all 4 for Oral Roberts, and all 4 for the Pioneers is Mackey. 17:30 to play, all tied up. Joe Rosga running the point, now off to Pemberton. Amigo popping out, but that one just thrown away, too tall. Got to have a little more touch and a little more arc on that ball. That's a second turnover for the Pioneers. Really the only way that Oral Roberts can stay in this ball game.
Yeah, whenever you get in the high-low, you got to throw that ball over 2 defenders, and it's a play that can be difficult.
Owens off to Nezukwesi. He kicks it back out top to Austin Reuter. Now Kearns has a shot, dips it inside. White with the basketball on the baseline. That one gets rejected. Off come the Pioneers. Here comes Rosga, going to take it himself off to Pemberton. Gets his man up in the air. Ade Murky, that's his money shot. Got it.
Tell you what, when he gets to that free throw line, he's pretty good, huh?
He's pretty good. He elevates. He's got a sweet vertical. Pioneers 3 of 4 so far to start this game. Sam Kearns directing traffic, White picking, and now creating space. And with Joe Rosga going underneath. Kearns able to hit that three, and the Golden Eagles with a 1-point lead.
You know, Kearns was predicted to be the preseason newcomer of the year in the Summit, and I think he's not going to win that because
banged up a little bit.
Yeah, but Mr. Jenkins up at South Dakota State most likely is the odds-on favorite. But
talking to Oral Roberts and several of the coaches, I know that Jake Pemberton is going to get some votes. Mackey going to let it go, and how about Mackey? He's got 6 of the Pioneers 8.
It's always interesting when players get off to, you know, a good start or something positive happens. It seems like it continues.
So far, Nezaquazi being held in check, and a great steal by the glove. Pemberton coming back with the basketball, dishes inside. Joey Buckets on the baseline. That one's too strong. Amigo comes up with a rebound back outside to Pemberton. He fakes it. He's going to be called for a foul. I think it's going to be on Reuter. And we got a TV timeout. 15:41 to play. Pioneers getting 6 of their first 8 from Christian Mackey, the senior. It's 8-7, the Pioneers with the cushion. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. There's a good look at the senior Christian Mackey, and today is senior day, his final home game, and been quite a ride for the senior. Every time he comes in, Greg, it seems like he's counted on. Career minutes 10.7, not a ton, but he comes in and gives the big fella Amigo a chance to catch his breath. 55% field goal and 3.7 a game.
The thing that I will always remember about him or give him, contribute to him is selfless, always played with energy.
Absolutely. Comes in and does what he wants to do. Nezaquazi on a little bit of a lazy pass. Comes in. Murky is going to D up very well, and back come the Pioneers. And there you see up ahead Rosga with a perfect pass. Jake Pemberton with the bucket.
Yeah, and there's what you see with Nezaquazi right there immediately. Not real good out in that open floor right now.
Right, and needs to have it with more authority. You're 6'8", 230 pounds. Into the ball game is Chris Miller. He's going to ring up a bucket. So another big fella coming in. Chris Miller, 6'8", 255 pounds. It's 10-9 Pioneers with a 1-point cushion.
And you see why Nezaquazi has to go to the perimeter right there, because Miller, he's got to play it close to that basket.
He's a post player. Rosga over baseline to Amigo, rotating the ball back around. Ade Murky takes his eye off the ball for a moment. Now over to Pemberton. Shot clock at 10. Inside to Mackey. He's going to let it go. How about Christian Mackey? Everything is going. He is now 4 of 4 on the day.
Well, they started him because it was senior day, but actually this is a good matchup for him with Oral Roberts' size. It gives him someone to defend.
Austin Reuter with the basketball, then onto the baseline. That one's going to rim in and out as Chris Miller misses that shot. Here comes Joe Rosga. Rosga tried to switch up things, and his teammate wasn't where he was supposed to be, or the pass didn't go where he wanted it to. One of the two.
Yeah, but it always goes back to the guy who makes the pass. I mean, he's the one who has the last opportunity to dictate where that ball is going.
4 turnovers for the Pioneers. Now checking into the game is Jake Krafka, which will give the Pioneers a little more speed on the break. Kearns with the basketball around the pick from Miller. Down low, another Pioneer turnover, forced turnover as Joe Rosga gets it into the corner. Off the front of the rim, no good. That was Pemberton pulling the trigger from the baseline. Here comes Kearns. The Pioneers starting to get that pace up a little bit. White into the paint, uses that elbow a little bit, and a pass in close proximity, altering the shot, but crawling in is Chris Miller with his 4th point of the ball game. It's 12-11 DU.
That's exactly where Oral Roberts needs that ball to go, though, close to the basket and take advantage of their size.
Amigo on the baseline, work again in double team now to Ade Murky. Up top to Pemberton, rotating the ball around. Joey Buckets has a good look at it, but there you see Krafka's ability. Again, an open shot, Ade Murky. That one off the rim, no good. So the Pioneers a little bit chilly from the field. They started out red hot. White throwing that one up, somehow gets it to go over Krafka. 13-12 Oral Roberts. I think Oral Roberts wants a timeout.
I think what happened was Kearns got hurt on that play, so
are they going to sub in for him?
Yeah, they looked like if he was sick or he'd gotten hit.
He looks fine. Good defense by Krafka. Kept straight up. If you're going to make that shot, you make an incredible shot, and he did.
Well, that's just one of those plays where good defense but better offense.
So this is a technical foul for some reason. I think they're calling a technical foul on the coach. We're going to have to get an explanation from the officials here. And by the way, Rosga was 6th in the nation. The other day he missed 2 free throws, fell all the way back down to 11th in the nation from 91% to 91.6.
93 of 102 this year.
I wish I could give you the call. We don't have it. Generally, the officials will come over and tell us what's going on, but they've yet to do so. We'll get an explanation later. It's a technical on somebody on Oral Roberts. And the Pioneers with the basketball.
This is kind of what I thought I would see more
of.
The
1-3-1?
Well, it's really the 1-1-3. I mean, this is how they like to play at Baylor right here. Again, the hole's going to be right there in that short corner.
Yeah, and there you go. The Pioneers found it. Foul's going to go on Nezakwezi. The bucket goes to Amigo and one.
Yeah, you and I watched Denver yesterday work on this very play right here. Just get the ball to the short corner and then dive right at the basket.
Some speed checking into the game, R.J. Fuqua, and you're very familiar with his father.
Well, the great Richard Fuqua. I mean, if you go back to the great Oral Roberts teams, Ken Trickey back in the early 70s, I mean, his name was synonymous with Oral Roberts, one of their leading scorers. Jersey hangs from the rafters.
Well, that was an odd change of events the last possession because Oral Roberts actually took the lead, but DU really with a 5-point swing. They had the 2 points and technicals that Rosga shot, and then a 3-point play by Amigo. Kearns going to let it go from 3. That one off the front of the rim, no good. And it's amazing to me, every time Pemberton guards somebody, you look up at 12:23 left, and whoever Pemberton's guarding's got the goose egg.
It's been consistent for several years.
If the rest of the coaches in the Summit League are fair at what they see, Jake Pemberton should be the Defensive Player of the Year. Who's got competition for that?
Well, you know, here's the problem with the Defensive Player of the Year. Usually it goes to someone who has statistics, you know, and how do you categorize someone who gets great ball pressure, gets their hands up? There's no stat for that. So people that look at this, they don't understand. I mean, how many times we've seen him just make instinctive plays?
He shut Matt Mooney down from South Dakota and frustrated him. This is a guy that came from the Air Force Academy that's as cool as they come.
To me, one of the worst stats in basketball is steals and, I should say, 2 block shots. Because what it doesn't tell you is how many times you went after it, missed it, and put your team in a bad position.
Nezakwezi from the top of the key hits the bucket. That's a 3, 17-16 with 12:04 left in this opening period. So far, Oral Roberts able to hang in. The Pioneers started shooting very well, and that's going to be a foul on ORU, and the Golden Eagles now have mounted their 5th foul of the ball game. Time for a break. The Pioneers with a 17-16 lead over the Golden Eagles. It is senior day at DU, and the senior right here, Christian Mackey, with 8 big ones. It's 17-16. Welcome to Magnus Arena. The close-up for the senior, the final game for Christian Mackey, one of 4 players that will play their final game for the Pioneers, and got off to a great start here. He's got 8 already, going in low and cashing in. Really a good matchup for him.
It really is, and again, because of Oral Roberts' size, there's a place for him to play, I think, on the defensive end, but I was a little bit surprised maybe Coach Phillips didn't ride him a little bit longer, but I'm sure we'll see him again here real soon.
Knocking down the jumpers, big fella. Like it. Pioneers off and rolling with a 1-point lead at 17-16. ORU able to stay close. Amigo on the baseline, back up to Holtzman, who's checked into the game. Pemberton drives up. Open shot for Holtzman. He's been money. That one lips out. But look at the big fella, Amigo. He's going to draw the foul. I believe that will be the second on Nezakwezi.
I tell you what,
make that first.
I really like how Daniel Amigo has started this game. I mean, you know, with Mackey in early, Amigo had to get a little bit further away from the basket for Mackey to have some space, but he's done a lot of good things. We saw a defensive play down there. Right here, a rebound, keeping the ball alive, getting himself to the free throw line. Good start for the senior from El Paso.
Well, let's not forget, when the Pioneers play inside out, Amigo creates a lot of those open shots. Second shot, no good. It's 18-16. Fuquay bringing the ball up for the Golden Eagles. Now to Nezakwezi. And over to John Trey Harris, who checked into the game. So Oral Roberts already going to their bench. Great defense by the Pios. Coming down with the ball is Rozga. Rozga, that was an ill-advised pass. Too far across the court, and Austin Reuter kicks it over to Harris. Harris is going to let go from 3. That one's going to lip out. And a great job hustling by the Pioneers. And who's on the hustle end of it? Pemberton.
Rozga with 3 turnovers here early.
Yeah, he's looking to get those passes, threading the needle from cross court. Rozga, open shot, great ball rotation. That is when DU is at their best.
They are when you make that zone have to move right there, and the way you do that's with ball movement.
Fuquay guarded by Rozga. Harris, number 3, John Trey, averages 5.7 points per game. Austin Reuter averages 10.6, and I don't think he's on the board yet. He's got that pesky number 5 on him. Oral Roberts knew that coming in. Krafka on Nezakwezi, who backs in, gets that one to go. He has the height advantage. You see the tools there.
I tell you, when he gets down there close to the basket, I mean, it almost requires a double team.
Yeah, he's isolated one-on-one. It makes it too tough and too difficult. Oh, Amigo's going to be whistled for the foul, and that was not lighthearted. That was right in front of us, man.
No, and I would expect this is going to get a look on the video.
Yeah, and that was a big-time bump, man. It might not, but I'm telling you what, that was a body check. That was the Pioneers played here last night or played against CC this weekend. That's as good a body check as you forechecking as you can get.
The only thing missing was the boards.
Wow. Big fella. 21-18 Pioneers, 10-10 left in this opening stanza so far. Oral Roberts has kept it close. They seem to be in better shape than they were a year ago when they came in. Kearns with the basketball. That one tapped away. Ball rotated around. Harris is going to take it in. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go the way of Oral Roberts.
It's a great play by Rosga right there, not letting one penetrate two. And what I mean by that, you never want that dribbler to split two defenders. Rosga clamps down and does a nice job.
You know, Paul Mills spent so much time at Baylor. He knows what it's like to win. It'll be interesting to see what he does with this program because I have a feeling that Oral Roberts is going to become a better basketball team. Beautiful campus.
Well, he's from Texas originally and obviously knows the landscape in recruiting down there. And you know, you look at this roster already. I mean, a lot of these guys on this Oral Roberts team hail from Oklahoma or Texas.
Right. Sam Kearns is going to pick up his second personal foul, so he's going to ride some pine here. Seventh foul, so you're looking at 9:42. The Pioneers are already in a one-on-one situation.
So important, too, to get to that free throw line early in the game.
Holtzman's first one in cash money as you hear the nylon.
You know, we talk
snap.
We talk all the time about the importance of easy points, and when you can get to the free throw line and have an opportunity that every time you drive the ball from here to the end of the first half, you have a chance to get fouled and get one of those easy baskets.
Coach Billups, I like this move too. Rosga's had a couple of turnovers, so why not get the younger Luke Neff into the ball game? Second free throw by Holtzman, no good. It's 22-18, and the size matchup is much better for Luke Neff as he's going up against Fuqua.
So important that you have someone to guard.
Owens down low in the baseline, taking his time with it, looking for somebody up before he starts to body up. And a nice double team there, but Amigo is going to be whistled for a second personal foul with 9:24 left. You're going to see Christian Mackey off the bench. And that is a result of really a not very smart foul next to us. Not the second foul, but the first one.
You know, when you're big, there's going to be so much opportunity to foul, and you can't have careless ones along the way.
That was 70 feet away from the basket. Owens Jr. spins that one up, but Amigo's going to have to take a seat for a while.
And he's got him into a tough shot right here. There was no need to.
Not bad defense. You know, not bad defense. I don't know where, maybe a little bit with the body, but again, that's not the foul that you have a problem with. The foul that you have a problem with was the body check that resulted in the first. 22-20, Luke Neff, the sophomore from Arvada. Now to Pemberton, up top to Krafka. Krafka's going to let it go from three. That's an ill-advised shot off the rim. But how about Mackey? The rebound back out to Pemby. That's long as well. Rebound comes to Fuqua. Fuqua over to Harris. The Pioneers just 1 of 6 from three-point land. That one a little too strong by Owens. The rebound comes down to Krafka doing a great job on the glass.
He's gotten so much more physical
he has.
last year.
Light has come on for the sophomore. Pemberton trying to direct traffic with the young sophomore on the court. Holtzman over to Pemberton, now to Luke Neff. Luke Neff looks inside, back up to Pemberton. He's going to have to create, back over to Krafka. Holtzman dribbles in, now to Neff, way outside, got it!
You talk about a game that Luke Neff can play in, it's this one, because they're going to zone, and he's as good as anyone at shooting it. And plus also he's got someone to defend here in Fuqua.
That was NBA range. The lead now 25-20 for the Pioneers, 8:08 to play. The Pios only with 4 fouls on the day. Problem is 2 of those are on your big man. Owens doing what he does right, backing in. That's exactly what they should have done. They backed in Mackey because Mackey's got a height differential against Owens, who comes in at 6'8". 25-20 with 7:59 left in the first. The DU Pioneers trying to wrestle that 3 spot in conference. They got to get a win today to get it done. Welcome back into Magnus Arena on this senior day as the Pioneers bid farewell to 4 players, but so far a 25-20 lead over Oral Roberts in defense. Kind of what Pioneers have been turning up a little bit when they allow the opposition 78 or less. They're 26-3, Greg.
Well, and right there you see Rozga doing a great job of not getting split. And you know, if Denver just keep their hands out of there and with their interior defense, they've gotten Oral Roberts into some tough plays, but unfortunately they've reached and put him at the free throw line.
Joe Rozga leading the way with 5. Actually, it's Mackey leading the way with 8. Rozga with 5. And Mackey, the senior, having a great game so far. Be nice to go out with double digits, right? First one by Owens is up and no good. Owens Jr., 6'9", 250-pound senior. Second one is up and good. It's a 4-point ball game. Here comes Pemberton now up to Luke Neff. So the Pioneers, see there you see the sophomore mistake. Take your time with the basketball. You're already across the timeline.
Yeah, get on balance. That would be the start right there.
White's working the basketball in on baseline on Krafka, trying to get it out. Great job by Neff, not letting the outlet pass come back out. Fuqua, this is a bit of a mismatch going against Holtzman. The shot off the back of the iron. Holtzman's not quick enough to stay up with Fuqua. I'd almost switch that up. Creative pass in. Neff's going to let it go again from 3. That one off, no good. Pemberton can't get the rebound. Rozga's going to come back in, so we get just a little bit of a blow. But the Pioneers going to go with a wholesale substitution, at least 3 players next whistle. White with the basketball, backs it into Krafka, now back outside. Fuqua lets go. That one's going to be too hard as well, and it comes right to Mackey. Christian Mackey with another rebound. 4 of 4 from the field. Holtzman back up to Pemberton. Now inside to Krafka. He's going to turn. Nobody on. Great job of recognition. Looked around. Nobody was there.
Yeah, that shot will be there right there all day long against that zone. Anytime you can get it into the middle, just turn around, take a look, because you probably have an opportunity.
Owens down low in the blocks where he loves to live. Going to take Mackey in. He's going to lean in, get it to go. That's as good as gold right there. You got to double team that. Somebody's got to come in from down low and put a hand up on it.
Yeah, the other option is just don't let him catch it that deep. I mean, get on that high side and force that play to happen a little further away from the basket.
Pemberton running the basketball team right now. Now gives off to Holtzman and cuts through. Pioneers looking to create some offense. They lose a little bit with Rozga out of the game. And how about that shot? Almost got it to go. A circus shot for the rebound. It comes to White. Now it comes up the other way in a turnover. Krafka getting the basketball as Reuter was unable to corral that.
Denver just needs to move the ball here. They'll find an open look if that ball moves.
So far, the Pioneers 2 of 9. They gotta hit a 3. That's going to be on 24, I believe. That'll be on Fuqua.
And this is the importance of getting into that one-on-one early. Is anytime you put penetration on the basket and you force Oral Roberts to foul, Pemberton goes to the free throw line here. Nice job right there.
Pemberton's a much bigger player, and he's quicker than most. You know, it's those long arms. He's able to get that dribble out and get around the defense. First one up by Jake the Snake Pemberton. God, I'm going to miss watching him play. Just like the kid, man. I like what he does. He just plays the game right, Greg. We've talked about it every broadcast. He gets under the opposition's skin. You know, I haven't asked him yet what he says sometimes because he really gets after him sometimes. I'd love to know.
I think he's been known to talk just a little smack. But you know, again, you become a good player when you realize what it is you can do and what it is you cannot do.
And how you get away with it.
Exactly. And I think he came to that realization very early in his career.
He did it the right way then. He came in as a freshman, really, he knew that he had to play defense. That was his lot in life. Reuter's going to let one go. That one's going to bounce off, no good. Pioneers hustle for the basketball, trying to get somebody to get it to. Ade Murkey has the rock. Now Murkey over half court, looking to give it off now to Holtzman. Back into that zone is where Oral Roberts is comfortable, and so far the Pioneers have not shot them out of it because they're only 2 of 9 from 3. The freshman, Donovan Carlisle, cashes in. He's starting to mature.
You know, if Carlisle can make that shot consistently right there, I mean, What does that increase his value?
Boy, the Pioneers with 10 assists off 11 baskets, you gotta like that. You don't like the 7 turnovers so much, but the assist number's starting to pick up for the Pioneers. 4:49 left in the opening period. Going in is 33, Amir Ahmedic. He's a freshman, 6'8", averages just 2.2 a game. But Oral Roberts, again, in the mile-high elevation, they're going to go a little deeper in their bench than they normally do.
Yeah, play a lot of players. And this is where, we see the back end of this play. But, again, it all started with pick and roll. And when you defend pick and roll, it's so important that those 3 defenders behind the ball get involved. And if Denver's had a little bit of an Achilles, it's been, with that rotation.
Coach Billups over there talking to Donovan Carlisle, the freshman. The other thing is, Carlisle's got to keep his feet. Too often in the blocks, that head fake, these guys are studying the film, and they know the freshmen are going to bite on that first one.
Yeah, youth.
We talked about Rodriguez about that before the game, Elvin. We told him the best thing about a freshman is becoming a sophomore. He thought that was pretty funny. But how true that is. Rosga gets a pick from Mackey. Now to Holtzman. DU still trying to find their range. Maybe this is it. Nope, that's short. That's going to be an air ball. That ball, an ill-advised shot by Rosga, able to get out of the zone. It's 31-25, Pioneers with a 6-point lead. 4:11 to play in the opening period. Kearns with the basketball, going to dribble back out, give to White. Now up top to Nezekwezi. He's going to elevate, put the jumper up. That one's short, gobbling up the rebounds, the freshman. Back come the Pioneers. So far, Oral Roberts doing a pretty good job on that zone. Really the only way that they can stay with DU, because running the basketball up and down the court, we saw the Pioneers really run them out of gas the last time when they played at Magnus.
That ball's got to get below the free throw line.
Yep.
There you go.
There's the athleticism, but the second try opportunity for Murky, who's yet to have an effect in this game, is no good. 3:25 left.
Which is kind of an awkward possession for Denver right there. Just weren't quite
No
ever
flow.
sure what they wanted to do.
Reuter with the basketball, take it at baseline. Back up top. Ahmedic gets it over. Nezekwezi's going to go in. He pushed off, and it's going to be an offensive foul because he got there with his forearm pushed off. That's his second personal. Going to take a break with 3:06 left to play. That could be free throws for the Pioneers. That is the 9th team foul by the Golden Eagles. Magnus Arena, and there you see a shot of Daniel Amigo as a youngster and his mother Socorros with that picture, his dad Andres at the other side to the left. And boy, talk about a kid who's still got a future, still has to learn some things maturity wise, but Daniel Amigo, there's his career numbers: 52.7%, 45 from 3, points per game 11. He can really feed the outside when he gets the ball inside. He's got a lot of European looks right now, but again, needs to clean up some things mentally. He's He's got all the physical tools to make it at that next level.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. And, again, you asked me what I remember about Daniel, and it is, he really got himself in great shape. While he was, as a freshman and sophomore, he was kind of fat and out of shape, and then all of a sudden light came on, and you're exactly right. There's no question about his physical ability, and I think the middle part will come.
And he's a young kid. What is it? The brain doesn't mature till 25. My wife says mine still hasn't matured, but there it goes. Back off the rim is no good. Check into the game is Abiola Akintola, 31-25. The Pioneers trying to get some distance and so far have not been able to. There's going to be a whistle inside down here. It's going to go on the Pioneers. It's going to go on Rosga, I believe.
It's Carlisle.
Is it Carlisle?
Yeah, Carlisle got a little bit of a push there on that entry pass.
Which you didn't need to have.
Which was completely unnecessary.
And he's going to get coached up right now by Coach Billups. Krafka checking back into the game. Right now, Oral Roberts staying in that game and gaining some confidence when you really want to put it to double digits.
Well, they've stayed with getting the ball inside. They haven't started shooting threes. They continue to pound the ball inside. And that's something that they did not do in the last time these two teams met was they shot 24 threes in that game.
Well, the reason this game is close is because the Pioneers are 2 of 10 from 3. They've shot much better than that, and I expect them to get better as the game goes on. 31-26 with 2:23 left in the opening half of play. Pemberton with Rosga running through, now back up top. Murky with the basketball on the wing. Rosga had a brief opening, now over to Pemberton. Pioneers looking to work it inside to Krafka. He's going to back out to Pemberton. He's going to fake the shot. Great cross-court pass. There's only 3 on the shot clock. Abby's got to let it know, and that one gets swatted away, and that's a shot. That's a 30-second violation. That goes the way of Oral Roberts. Right now, the Pioneers' offense not in sync.
Well, they had a good idea here. Just got into it too late. Nice play by the big fella from Oral Roberts.
Yeah, well, he is 6'9" without his arms extended.
But you know what? You can live with those plays right there because now you get to set your defense.
It's effort. Coach Billups had a smile on his face on that one, but ORU has missed their last 6 shots. Their last field goal was at the 6:30 mark. Inside to Owens, going to get some help side there. Owens again crashes in, and if he's going to get that shot, he's going to make it most of the time. It's a 3-point ball game at 31-28.
You start defending the post before the ball gets there. If you're trying to defend it after it gets there, you're at the mercy of the offensive player.
You're in deep, and you got no help. Murky, corner free throw line. That one's going to be way off. Rebound comes to White. Oral Roberts staying in this game as Sam Kearns brings the basketball up with $1:23 to play.
Well, the tempo has been in favor of Oral Roberts here. Denver needs to get this thing going up and down the floor a little bit.
White's going to let that one go, and White's going to be off the front of the rim. No good. Mackey fighting for that rebound, and he outfought Nezakwezi.
This is exactly how Denver guarded down there, was let White have that shot.
Pemberton finally heats up and hits that triple.
You get the feeling Denver's just 1 or 2 plays away from getting a little distance or a little separation in this game.
Pemberton 1 of 3 from 3. He's got 7 points in the game. He's got 5 assists so far. Filling up that assist sheet. Into the lane, and White gets the skyhook over Krafka. It's 34-30. Under a minute to play, 33 seconds left. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, so the Pioneers will take their time. The differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Here comes a ball screen.
Rosga up top to Murky. Rosga's going to try to wheel around. Can't find anybody there. Murky's going to work for the shot. Got 4 seconds left. Now to Krafka. Going to put it up. Pioneers get a shot up, but not a good one. Nezakwezi with the rebound. Off to Kearns. Kearns across the half-court line. He's going to let it go from 3. That one's short. Rebound comes to Abby Akintola, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes of play. 34-30, and surprisingly, the Pioneers led by Christian Mackey. The senior with 8 points. He's had 10 twice this season. So we're at halftime, the final home game for the Pioneers. They have a 34-30 lead.
You know, the strength of our team is our team, so the better our guys are, especially guys that we don't depend on for scoring, the better they are, the better.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank Halftime Report. The Pioneers with a 4-point lead over the Golden Eagles of Oral Roberts. Denver men's basketball is near the end of the regular season. We caught up with Coach Billups and a couple of his guys, get a sense of how the team feels heading into the postseason.
The strength of our team is our team, so the better our guys are, especially guys that we don't depend on for scoring, the better they are, the better our team is. You know, if we can continue to get stops and hold guys or teams around 40% field goal percentage, you know, you couple that with some good offensive contributions from guys like Ade Murky and Jay Krafka, makes our team really good.
Kicks it up top to Jay Krafka, contested three, good! 62-47, now Ade Murky charging baseline, gets the runner to go.
I think the biggest thing is guys just have more fun with it now. We're at the point where it's so late that we don't really know how much longer it's going to last. So guys just want to go out and play and have fun with one another and just compete as hard as they can every time they're out there.
Yeah, getting the younger dudes getting to grow up and put in their work, it really helps us out. Ade, Krafka's been growing up the past couple games, been helping us a lot lately. And Ade, all he has to do is work hard in his games, and he grows up during the game. When he gets going, he can help us out a lot as a team.
Hamilton head fakes man into the air, Jake for three, got it. We'll have it going the other way. Krafka thought about taking the three, instead he feeds a wide open Amigo in the lane who ducks it home. Krafka dribbles in, kicks it out, Holtzman, Jake for three, good!
Yeah, winning out is definitely a big deal, getting that momentum like you said. Going into the tournament with confidence is a huge thing, especially when we're playing in the Dakotas. With all the South Dakota and North Dakota fans up there, we need to bring our own energy, we need to bring our own confidence.
Obviously we feel we can beat anybody that's in our conference any given night, and that's just the way our conference is everybody's good. It's a very competitive league, and especially when we're at home, that's a big boost for us. Is we love playing at home, and we've gotten some big wins at home as well, and I think just having that confidence of those teams we've beat going into the conference tournament will ultimately benefit us down the road.
At all tonight, and a Terrific pass down low. Roska finds Carlisle for the layup and the foul. And the rebound taken away by Scott. Quickly in transition. What a block from Ade.
Of course, it's important to go into the tournament with some momentum. You know, last year we lose our last 3 games going into the tournament. There wasn't a breath of fresh air going into the tournament. So, you know, if we compete and we play as hard as we can and play with and for each other for our last 3 games, I think we give our team a chance certainly to win these games, but also go into the tournament with some momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time. The Pioneers getting set for the second half. We'll be back with highlights. I was getting caught up on watching the old players. Welcome back to the U.S. Bank Halftime Report. The Legends baseball team hanging out, watching little hoops indoors, 34-30 in favor of the Pioneers. And you take a look at the stat sheet, and one of the things that jumps out, the DU Pioneers are a much better three-point shooting team than they've been in the first half. That's really the difference of this game being in double digits.
Well, when you don't shoot well, you have to do other things. And I think one of those things that Denver's done a great job of, Oral Roberts only has 2 offensive rebounds.
Got it, as big as they are with the 6'8" fellas down low. Let's take a look at the defense, and that's what's kind of kept the Pioneers in it. They've only allowed 30 points, and that's a good omen. The Pioneers under Rodney Billups, when they allow 78 points or less, are 26-3, Greg.
Well, defense is always a staple, and Denver's done a very, very good job here in the first half. You see Amigo contesting shots. You know, Rozga making a great play there. Rozga's got 6 rebounds. So, again, finding ways to contribute.
Well, the senior Christian Mackey got the start, and he came out and poured in 8 points. I think he's had 10 twice this season, so he's on the verge of tying his season high.
Well, he was great, especially early on. And again, this is a great game for him to play in because of Oral Roberts' size.
Pioneers 11-2 when leading at half, 27-3 when allowing under 78. Here are the numbers, and you see the three-point field goal shooting by both teams has been not good.
Not good, and I think what Denver has to do here in the second half is they got to get that ball going up and down the floor a little bit, play with a little bit better pace.
All right, it is the final home game for the DU Pioneers. Can they get a victory and stay on course for that third spot? We'll be back with the second half right after this. Pioneer Basketball on Altitude is brought to you by Public Service Credit Union, helping you afford life. Federally insured by the NCUA. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. Well, at halftime, a lot of the fellas that used to play for this program were honored, and you see Doc there in the middle. He's with Ageless Aesthetics down in Cherry Creek. And then the alumni game was played, and guess who suited up? Yeah, he was part of a conference championship. Rodney Billups getting into it, and some of the old fellas can still put it up and put it down, huh?
Some of them have gained a pound or two. But
pound or two. That's a nice terminology. Sweet tie by Coach Billups.
And it's been reported to me there was no injury, so that's
injuries.
always a good thing.
There's always a groin, or as Sam Malone on Cheers said, a groin injury. You ever see that episode where he's rapping as the sportscast? A hamstring or a groin, those are the trouble areas. All right, start the second half. The second half, the final half of DU basketball from Magnus Arena this season. The Pios trying to get back to 500 for the season if they can win their final two. A 4-point cushion right now with the basketball to start off the second half. Inside to Mackey, who again gets the start out to Amigo. Amigo dialed in and knocks down the jumper.
I tell you what, that was a great play. Mackey catches it low and just throws out to a wide open Amigo. Nice teamwork.
6 points for Amigo. He's now 21 points short of 1,000 in his DU career. Reuter with the basketball, trying to save that ball right to Mackey. Here it goes to Pemberton. Pemberton up top. Oh, a Day Murky flying in. That one rolls off the rim. And what are they going to call here? That hit the line. It's going to go the way of Oral Roberts.
Yes, Pemberton dove in there.
Lucky he didn't get a foul.
He happened to just be out of bounds when the ball hit his legs, but good hustle play. And you kind of just get the feeling that Denver's on the verge of breaking this thing open.
Well, it'd sure be nice to get a comfortable lead so you're not white-knuckling it down the stretch. We've seen this team with the ability of getting up 21, 22 points, but then as teams start whittling away, it can become a problem. Nezaquazi, an early visit to the bench. So Oral Roberts may be feeling that altitude right now. Inside to Owens, got to do something different. Had a little bit of help that time by Murky. Outside to Kearns, going to let go from three. That one's short. Amigo, had the rebound. It falls away from him, and coming up with him was Owens. Amigo's got to be careful. He's got 2 fouls. Kicks it back out to Kearns. Kearns looking inside now to White. White turns, working Mackey in. Nice fake. Got with the left-hand hook, got it to go.
Well, that wasn't a bad defensive play for Denver right there. I mean, White, you forced him into a tough shot. He just made it.
You know, he's 6'10" and just a sophomore. He's got a lot of ability and growing left to do. Pass inside to Mackey, and how about Mackey? His 10th point into double digits. He's 5 of 5 on the day.
Does such a good job of getting that big body and gets spread out in there and creates nice passing angles for those guards to deliver.
Mackey's career high was 14 against Omaha in 2016. That came on February 6th. So a couple more buckets and he ties his career high. That's offense. Pushed off on Kearns, right on the hip of Rozga, and they were all over it.
Yeah, Denver did a great job there with their scouting report. They were going to go underneath any time that White set a screen here, and Rozga just beats him to the spot, push off, and Denver gains possession.
And that's a big one, too, because Kearns is handling the ball a lot of the time. That's his 3rd personal foul. Keep an eye on him. I expect him to be substituted for pretty quickly. Up top to Pemberton, looking for Rozga on the rotation. Back up to Joe. He looks down, and Joe's going to go ahead and take it. Got it. Saw it from here. It was right on line, nothing but nylon.
Well, Oral Roberts has been going back man in zone, and right there they were in their zone. Denver sets a ball screen, gets wide open Rozga. They'll take that all day long.
Now, Oral Roberts, again, last year they came out and their tongues were dragging all game long. They've been better, but right there is the 13th point by Owens. The Pioneers have to find a way to solve him. He's got more than a third of their points.
Owens was one of those guys that was dragging all last year, and today just seems like he's in a little bit better shape.
Murky taking it up, and White's going to reject him and pick up the foul, so the Pioneers already have the opposition with 2 fouls. Let's take a look at the replays. He comes in, and he comes in with authority.
Well, and this is exactly what you want to do. You want to attack the basket with authority because it gets you to the free throw line. If you go soft, you probably don't get that foul called.
First shot by Merck. He crawls in and crawls back out. So the free throw percentage, the Pioneers shooting 70% right now, 7 of 10 with the second one left to go. Coach Billups passing some info along to Amigo, now up to an 8-point cushion with 17-17 left to play. This is a big one for the Pioneers. We documented in the open how important this game is, Greg.
It is, and to keep pace with Fort Wayne, Denver needs the W.
Austin Reuter's already got to be tired of Pemberton. Stepped on the end. No, are they going to put that on Pemberton as a block?
Yeah, that was a tough call right there. I thought Pemberton did a good job moving his feet, just shutting the offensive player off.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I like how Pemberton fights through the zone and gets through the paint.
He just understands angles, and he's as good of on-ball defender.
Kearns with the basketball with those 3 personal fouls, and the Murky with great athletic play, hustling after that ball. That ball goes out of bounds.
Daniel did a good job of hedging, but then you've got to get back to your guy.
3 seconds left on the shot clock by Oral Roberts. They've got to get the ball in and get a good shot. They've got to put it up. That's an off balance. triple that had no shot of going in. Reuter right now 0 of 4 from the line. Rosga, that one no good, but it comes back up to Reuter. He thought that was good off the front of the rim. Here comes Kearns.
You see, if you push the basketball, you're going to get some looks.
White's going to get an and one as Mackey fouls him down low. You may see Krafka here soon with 16:29 to go.
Again, a little rough play right here, and Denver just slow reacting. As you see Mackey there, he's got to get himself back into that play. He's got to help on that dribbler, but then as soon as he feels like that whoever's responsible for that dribbler gets back into the play, then you've got to retreat.
It wouldn't hurt for Amigo to slide over either, but the problem is he doesn't want to pick up number 3 either. But if you stay there with your arms up, you have an opportunity to try to defend.
Todd, you're exactly right. I mean, those 3 defenders behind that pick and roll, they've got to be able to help initially to allow the guy guarding the roller to get back.
42-37, a 5-point lead. The Pioneers just can't seem to get shake Oral Roberts. This is a better Oral Roberts team than we saw a year ago. There's no doubt. So you already see dividends by Paul Mills. His team's in better shape. They're going to call that on Amigo. That's his 3rd personal, and that's not good with 16:07 left. He's going to have to play with 3 for a while.
He is, and that was a tough call right there.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that call either. I'd like to roll back and see that if you get an opportunity. Maybe after this possession, because I didn't see much.
You wonder if Denver won't slide back into that zone like they did against Omaha and just protect Amigo.
You might have to, because if I'm Oral Roberts, that's exactly where I'm going. Fuqua with the basketball up top, deals it downside to White. White's had a pretty good ball game. He's got Krafka on him, working in there and getting an easy shot. White now starting to cash in, and he's got 10, double digits.
Yeah, Denver might have to consider
make that 12.
Bringing an extra defender in there on the post.
42-39, a 3-point game. The Pioneers had it up to 8, but now it's been whittled back down. So Oral Roberts into this game. Rosga's going to be fouled there. It'll be the 3rd team foul on Oral Roberts.
Chris Miller gets the foul called there.
Call going to be called on number 52, Chris Miller, the 6'8 sophomore. 42-39. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. The officials are going back and forth on a shot of whether, deciding whether, and that's one of the things in college basketball you can do, and that's going to be a 3-point shot. Coming over now to talk to us. Okay, score was correct. All right, so they were reviewing a 3 earlier in the game. It's one of the things that I like in college basketball, that they don't stop the flow of the game. They do in the NBA as well. They go back and review it when they get a break. And it was a 3, not a 2, so the score remains unchanged at 42-39.
You're right. I mean, again, one of the things with the video, there's a lot of things we don't like, but we've learned, and you know, that's a good thing. Let the game continue to flow and then make the necessary adjustments when needed.
Rosga with the basketball, trying to rotate it, gets it to Holtzman. Holtzman weaves in, and how about Holtzman's little dipsy-do? It hangs on the rim and falls out, but he draws a foul. That's going to be an Albert Owens, I believe.
I think Holtzman.
No.
Chris Miller.
Chris Miller.
I think Holtzman was a little bit surprised he was able to get all the way to the basket against that zone and be wide open.
That's Miller's third foul, so I think that's actually good for the Pioneers, despite the fact that Owens has had the good play. He's going to have to come back in, and he's got 15-14 that he's going to have to run up and down the floor. Holtzman so far missing some free throws. The Pioneers right now at 66% of 8 of 12.
Just hasn't been one of their better shooting days.
No, it hasn't. Second one's up and good, but you can corral that with some of the defense that you can play. So far, Austin Reuter, the second leading scorer on this team, is yet to score a basket.
You kind of wonder if Oral Roberts wouldn't try to run a set play and go right at Amigo.
Pick and roll, White down low, bobbling it so they didn't call travel. Krafka on defense, that one's spinning, and good job by Krafka. Back comes the Pioneers. Rosga up top to Pemberton. He's looking cross court to Krafka. Krafka all the way and going for the dunk, and he gets absolutely rejected by Owens. Oral Roberts loses the basketball going the other way. That's an ego check for Krafka because the athleticism on that basket, boy, that was unbelievable.
Well, again, I mean, it's a good play by Krafka.
But a better play by Owens. Yeah, that's not good for the ego.
You know, the worst part of that is when you have to go watch that video tomorrow.
Oh, you don't think the fellas are going to be giving you a hard time?
That's the worst part right there.
Joey Buckets with the basketball up top to Holtzman. Pioneers need to start cashing in from three. Back up top to Pemberton. He's got a look. Pemby, let's go. That one's strong, off the rim, no good. Here comes R.J. Fuqua. Harris is checking into the game as well. Jonte Harris. Still a 4-point cushion for the Pioneers with 14:09 to play. This is definitely a pace that favors Oral Roberts. It's not a high-scoring game. Inside to Nezakwezi.
Yeah, Holtzman needs to come right there and go make a play.
Nezakwezi with bad touch, but he gets the rebound and the foul. It's going to be on Holtzman. A 3-point play. This has an opportunity to be a 1-point ball game. You can't give the Golden Eagles a second chance.
Well, Holtzman needs to come down in there and dig that ball out. I mean, he's just way too late. I mean, really outside of Reuter, there's really not a perimeter offensive threat on Oral Roberts' team. I mean, they do not shoot it well from the three. So if you're not guarding Reuter, those other two guys need to get in there and help out.
Did they give the foul to Amigo? Okay, good. It's Holtzman. For a minute there, I was a little nervous because Amigo could have got whistled as well. 43-42, the Pioneers with a 1-point lead. It's the closest since 14-13. Pioneers need to find some offense. Right now, just shooting 41%. Nice give and go. Rosga hooping the harm, and who gets the assist? Jake Pemberton.
Little UCLA cut right there, and Oral Roberts did not handle it very well. And we've seen a lot of this out of Coach Billups here recently. You know, a lot of set plays, or I should say little quick hitters that gets the right guys a shot.
That should have been Pemberton's 7th assist, but they haven't rung it up yet. Pemberton had that pass in, right?
He did.
Okay, now let's see if they've given it to him. Yeah, now they've got him. He's got a season high in assists. His career high is 14. So again, another example of the things that Jake Pemberton does. Right now, he's got their third leading scorer with no points, and he's got 7 dimes. Back up top, Fuqua's got some time. That one rims out. Amigo with authority comes up with a rebound. Over to Holtzman. Holtzman with the basketball. Amigo trying to look, find Pemberton. Pemberton back up to Holtzman. Pioneers looking for some 3-point shooting. He got it in the right hands with Rosga, but he couldn't get free. Holtzman thought about it, then wheeled it back out. Stop. Now the open man is Joey Buckets. Dribbles in. It's going to be a travel on Joe Rosga. He kind of was indecisive coming across that paint.
Well, he had a couple opportunities there when they threw it to him to just go ahead and shoot it, but he was trying to get a better shot. And you know, that's what happens when that ball's not going in, you know, from the three like we've seen the last couple of games for the Pioneers. You get a little hesitant. When you get hesitant, you're lost.
Well, that's the 10th turnover for the Pioneers. You're shooting 4 of 14 from three and 10 turnovers. That's why Oral Roberts is in this basketball game, because they haven't done anything special. Inside to the big man. That was a little bit of help by Rozga. I like that. Nezakwezi, the fadeaway. And again, tough to guard.
Boy, go grab the ball. Jake, go grab the ball. Joe, go grab the ball. I mean, they're just dribbling it right there.
Points in the paint, 24, they're 44. So great backdoor cut. Pemberton with his 8th assist. What a pass that was. That's the dish of the game.
Well, he just delivered a dime right there. And to your point earlier, not affecting the game necessarily with his shooting, but finding other ways. And once again, Oral Roberts attacking the basket.
Pick and roll, getting the hoop and the harm, and that's going to be a couple points there. Donovan Carlisle's going to come in, and the foul's going to be on the Pioneers. Krafka, I believe.
It's the same play we've seen over and over and over with pick and roll, and just late to respond with those three defenders behind.
Nezakwezi with that shot. That's going to be short. Pemberton's going to come up with a rebound. 48-46. Pioneers with 11:57 left in this second half, and the game have got to start cashing in on offense. It's been a tough shooting day.
Yeah, need to find the middle of the zone here.
Got it right on cue. Holtzman from Pemberton. That'll be another dime from Pemberton. That'll be his 8th assists on the day. Make that 9. 17 assists on the day. Pemberton's going to have a double-double perhaps. 11:29 left in this ball game. Pioneers with a little bit of breathing room now. See if he can keep the big fella out top. Nezakwezi's going to take it in. And again, Rozga comes over to help. You've been begging for that, Greg. Got to have a better handle on that pass. You can't pass to the kneecaps.
Now you got to make a better play right there. Great on the defensive end, not so much on the offensive end.
You know, I would have been upset if they would have held that ball back. It really was a pass that was difficult to make. 51-46, Oral Roberts will have the rock when we return. Yeah. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. The Pioneers with a 5-point lead. There's a good look at Jake Pemberton, the senior from Mountain Vista, bidding adieu, and right now he has a chance to go with a double-double. He's got 7 points and 9 helpers for his career, 26.5 minutes a game, 44% from the field, points per game 7, but this senior campaign, 11 points per game. He's been absolutely outstanding so many ways, and he'll be one of the top 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. I think he should win it.
Well, we talk about the youth that's coming into this Denver program next year, but Pemberton's going to be a hard guy to
Oh,
replace.
man. Murky's got to kind of step up and fill that void. Ill-advised three, and Oral Roberts going over the back. They don't get whistled for it. The Pioneers coming up with the basketball, and this is a crucial possession. Take your time, get a good shot, and get yourself a cushion.
Well, you just feel like if Denver, can get one or two plays that they can really, really have a chance to put this thing away.
Amigo over to Holtzman, got time, casts off from three, and when Holtzman can set his feet and fire, he's a good shooter.
There's one of those shots. Now you got to have a good defensive possession right here, maybe a turnover and an easy run out.
Got the freshman in, Donovan Carlisle on White. He's been effective. White back out to Harris. Harris going to dribble around. He's defensed well. Pemberton now. He's on Reuter. Reuter has not made a bucket yet. Pick and roll, Owens jumper, that one no good. Two Oral Roberts players fighting for the ball. It goes off Pemberton and out of bounds.
Denver much better on the pick and roll right there. Carlisle getting himself involved. Then when that happens, you got to rebound as a team.
My question is the shot clock. Did Pemberton have that ball long enough for it to be reset?
I don't think they
reset the shot clock. Mackey with a good job, and the Pioneers hustling for the basketball. Carlisle with it. Slow it down, young fella. Give it to somebody with the basketball.
I think Coach Billis was saying the same thing over there. Only difference was Todd, he was a little closer than you.
Carlisle pivots around. Got to get out of that 3-second lane. He does. Key moments for the Pioneers. That'll be a kickball by White out of bounds. Stays the way of the Pioneers. Under 10 minutes to play at 9:54.
That's the advantage of that 1-1-3 is you can go ahead and double some.
And extend.
You can extend, but you're also organized behind it.
Pemberton facilitating, looking for his 10th assist if he can get it. Rozga out top. Rozga's going to take it in, back out to Pemby. Pemberton's going to fake, get it over to Holtzman. He's been hot. Holtzman, that one's going to be short. Amigo fights for the rebound, not going to get it. Here comes Reuter with the rebound. Owens Jr. with the basketball, back out to Reuter. Oral Roberts now with 9:21 left, kind of taking their time here. Kearns dribbles the basketball around, and I'm fine with Owens that far away from the basket. Just fine with that. White now, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, he's going to get bailed out, and it's going to be a call on Holtzman. Great defense until the last couple of seconds, and a bailout call.
You have to be smarter than this right here.
It wasn't going to be a good shot anyway.
That's what puts gray hair on coaches.
First one's up and good. When you get the clock stopped and you can take 3 points off your lead, it's not what you want.
Yeah, you had an 8-point game, and got him into a tough shot. You're thinking, okay, going to get a rebound here and a chance maybe to move this thing to double digits. And
there's a good shot at Paul Mills. Came from Baylor. First foul shot was good. Second, no good. Third one, good. So 2 of 3. And a 6-point lead for the Pioneers at 54-48. Get the ball in the hands of your shooters.
He made a really good point with your interview with him is, when he was at Baylor, they won 1 game. So he's seen programs go from the bottom to the top.
Carlisle's got to be better on that. And oh man, he has got to react better. As soon as you get the basketball, put it up.
Yeah, he always acts a little bit surprised.
Shell-shocked.
Yeah.
That's 12 turnovers for the Pioneers and the opportunity for Oral Roberts to make this a 3-point or 4-point game. Kearns with the ball. Reuter pops through. Reuter finally with a 3-point shot. That off, no good. Pemberton was on him. Rebound comes to Rozga. So the Pioneers can regroup here. Donovan Carlisle with the basketball. Gives it off to Holtzman. Now to Amigo in the corner. He's going to go baseline. And I'll tell you what, the answer's been Owens defensively. A lot of blocked shots inside to Amigo. That one's going to be blocked again, even though he tried to get the shot off quick.
Yeah, Daniel just needs to stay patient. The offense will come to him.
Fuqua drives in. The Pioneers come up with a team rebound. Rozga finally comes up with it off the hands of Amigo. So 8:05 left. These possessions are crucial for the Pioneers. You got to cash in so you're not biting your fingernails at the end of it.
Just get organized right here on this possession. See if you can get the ball in the middle of the floor.
Ball inside, Pemberton open for the baseline. That one too strong. Pemby just a little bit off today. 1 of 5 from three-point land. That may have been 1 of 6. Reuter's going to cast off. That one no good. Reuter has not bought a basket. He's 0 of 6 on the day. Rozga slows down. He's got the shot outside if he wants it, brings it back in, and now Holtzman up top. 7:26 to go with the 6-point cushion. Rozga looking to start the offense. Donovan Carlisle fakes it, should have just shot it right away. Rotation over, Rozga's gonna put that one off. It was off from the get-go. So the Pioneers right now, 6 of 19 from 3. Oral Roberts staying in this basketball game. Outside, gonna be Harris, hits the triple, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. Head coach Rodney Billups calls the TO in time for the Pioneers to regroup.
Yeah, Denver they just had some bad possessions offensively. Now they've missed some shots too, and that kind of, makes your offense look bad. But just every time they kind of get ready to separate themselves, there's a couple plays that come back to haunt them.
Little self-inflicted wounds as well when you can pull the ball back out. But right now, one thing we've seen with Coach Billups is coming out of a timeout, he usually diagrams a winner.
Yeah, there's usually a set play that'll happen here. Now, with Oral Roberts, again, they've been switching from man to zone. So what will they be coming out of the timeout?
Hey, there's a good shot of Emil Knighton, and he'll be graduating as a junior, but it's players like this that don't get a lot of playing time, but you see him in practice. Only 7 games played, but everybody on the team loves him. He's out there on that scout team making the starters better. And if you don't have guys like this in the program, yeah, you want to walk on that all of a sudden excels and ends up in the starting lineup. But without guys like Emil Knighton, your program can't move forward.
Again, this whole thing's bigger than just basketball.
Right.
And for a guy like Emil, the unselfishness that he's demonstrated throughout his 4 years here, it speaks for itself. And if you're a business, you're looking to hire someone,
that's the kind of guy you want.
That's the guy you want right there.
Yeah, in watching him, he gives full effort every practice. He knows that he's probably not going to get the call, but he's going to help make these guys better, not during the game, but during the week. And when a big play's made, he's the first off the bench clapping.
And there's no one who appreciates those guys more than like Coach Billups and his staff. You've got to have them. You've got to have guys that come to work every day. They've got a great attitude, and they push others.
Well, the Pioneers right now, a couple of things. Both teams have kind of stayed out of foul trouble. It'd be interesting to see if Oral Roberts is going to put some token pressure on. And they're going big. They've checked in with Amir Ahmedic, the freshman, 6'8", 250. You got White on the floor, and you got Nezakwezi. Little bit of pressure from Reuter.
So you like to get Murky here, isolated in space, and let him drive it.
A day with Nezakwezi on him into Rozga. That was an awkward pass back up to Pemberton. The lead is down to 3 at 54-51. Murky able to turn. Now there's an open shot for Krapka on the baseline. That one's going to rattle out. Pioneers can't buy a bucket. Nezakwezi comes with the rebound. And here comes Austin Reuter.
When the ball's not going in, that just means you've got to clamp down defensively and rebound the ball.
Reuter gives off to Kearns. He's looking inside, and a pick to Rozga. Kearns is able to toss from 3. That one no good. Rebound to Murky. The only thing worse than the Pioneers' three-point shooting has been Oral Roberts, 3 of 17. Ouch. You have to create an open shot here. Oral Roberts has extended that zone a little bit and made it tougher on DU.
Find the short corner here if you can.
Krapka inside. Foul's going to be on Kearns. I think it's going to be his 4th.
And Oral Roberts 6th, team foul.
5:41 to play in this ball game. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Oral Roberts picks up their 6th team foul. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. A dogfight here, 54-51. Hey, it's time for a 150th anniversary flashback. A 3-year standout for the Pioneers. Rodney Billups led the Sun Belt Conference in assists and helped the Pioneers to 20 wins and an NIT berth in 2005. His 199 assists in his senior season ranked 3rd all-time in school history. In 2016, Billups returned to DU as the head coach, leading the Pioneers to an 8-8 record in Summit League. The 8 league wins ties the most the program has had in league play since joining the Summit League in 2013. Come help us celebrate 150 years of athletic excellence at the University of Denver, and there is a good shot of head coach Rodney Billups, whose team's in a dogfight right now. Next foul by Oral Roberts or the Pioneers leads to foul shot. Today Murky with 13 on the clock with the basketball. Now to Rosga, over to Pemberton. Pemberton inside, great dish, but unable to pull the trigger. Pemberton goes inside, and a sky hook there is going to be off and no good. Good defense by Oral Roberts. The Pioneers saw that shot clock winding down.
It was a good defensive possession by Oral Roberts right there, just staying down for the entire shot clock.
Harris dribbles over, trying to get him free, going inside to White. He's been dangerous down low. Now you see why. White just cashing in. It's a one-point ball game. Points in the paint, 26 for Oral Roberts. It's 54-53. Pemberton over to Rosga. Need a bucket here, fellas. Under 5 minutes to play. Back to Rosga, inside to Amigo. Amigo backs in, gets it to go. That one crawls in, and a foul's going to be on Owens.
That's the first time Amigo's caught the ball deep. And what I mean by deep, I mean he's right in the lane area there. So now he's able to just turn and take advantage of that size.
Huge bucket for the Pioneers. Did a little veteran move. He kind of leaned in and then came back out. It's the 3rd personal foul, or make that, where are we at? Oh, it's only his 1st personal foul on Chris Owens. Albert Owens, check that. But Owens checks out. Now, we saw him really struggle last year. He looks like he's taken a little bit of weight off, and as a senior, he's much better shape.
Well, and Oral Roberts has better depth, too, down inside.
Yeah, Amigo needed that foul shot, but he didn't get it. Again, the Pioneers struggling a little bit, 10 of 15. Not terrible, but 66%. You know, when you get free ones, you want to score. Reuter with the basketball, still begging for his first bucket. He gets a little pick and roll help here. Oh, Krafka comes up with the block, but I think he's going to get Miller with the body.
He comes up with the block, but again, he's late. I don't know if we can get a replay on this or not, but see where he is. I mean, he needs to be out there understanding that pick and roll, most likely, that ball's going back to the roller. You just can't stand there. You got to move, help out, and then retreat back to the guy.
Yeah, I understand that one. 4:23 to go. First foul shot from Miller is up and good. 52 off the bench, has got 5. Miller, a 6'8", 255-pound sophomore. He's going to be good his next couple years. Second free throw, no good. The Pioneers lead is 2 at 56-54. Back up the court for the Pioneers. A day Murky with the rock up top, unsure what to do. Now to Pemberton. 4:13 left to play. Both teams in the bonus, so it'll be one-on-one from here on out until they get to that 10 foul mark. Murky on the wing, down to Amigo. Amigo's going to work it in. Here comes that sky hook. It's short, but a great job by Krafka tipping the ball back out. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Pemberton, let's go! That one's short.
They're going to call a double foul here. Krafka does a great job here.
If that's a double foul, that's going to be 4 on Amigo with 3:52 to play.
It's a double foul.
All right, we're going to take a break. 3:52 to go. Oral Roberts with an opportunity to tie this thing up. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. It's crunch time at 56-54. We just saw underneath the basket a double foul was whistled on Austin Reuter from Oral Roberts as well as Daniel Amigo. Here you see it underneath. Amigo looking for possession, got the elbow down, and then Reuter undercuts him. But with that, really Oral Roberts gets the win because it's 4 on Amigo, and the possession arrow is in favor of Oral Roberts. Now the positive of this is Denver will have the possession arrow on the next jump ball.
Yeah, I mean, 2 guys just going at it right there. And
this is closest that it's been since 14-13. It has not been tied up, so it's important that the Pioneers buckle down now. And you got to watch out for White. White has been somebody that's been on the floor. If I'm looking at somebody right now, they've worked it into him. That left hand has really done the job for Oral Roberts.
Well, I'm going right at Amigo. So whoever he's guarding, and right now it's Miller, that's where I'm taking the ball if I'm Coach Mills.
3:50 to play. Head coach Rodney Billups is going to ride Amigo. He's got to be smart with those fouls. Harris thought about tossing up that 3. Reuter working inside. Yeah, they're going to Amigo. Amigo, great job of defense and went in trouble, but there's the rebound put back up. There's going to be a foul whistle on either a Day Murky or Jake Krafka, and going to the foul line is going to be John Trey Harris.
It's going to be Murky. Murky just
got to get position.
Just gets pushed underneath here. But again, got to get guys back in there rebounding the ball. You have to rebound collectively.
Harris 2 of 3 from the foul line. That's 3 of 3. It's a 1-point ball game right now, and Murky's going to get checked back in for with Holtzman. Really, it comes down to being 20 of 50. The Pioneers shooting just 40%, and the points in the paint are really the difference in this ball game.
You know, Oral Roberts switching defenses the entire game, I think, has created a little bit of uncertainty for Denver offensively.
Well, things are tied up right now at 56-56, part of a 10-2 run. The Pioneers had an 8-point lead. Scoring has been at a premium. We have not seen the Pioneers in the 50s this late for quite some time. They racked up 94 in the last game. Pemberton's going to take it in and give off to Krafka. Got an open look and got it. That's double digits on the assists. Season high, 10 assists. Career high is 13.
If Krafka can get where he can make that shot consistently, he becomes a tough guard because he can really stretch a defense.
Huge, huge play by the Pioneers and a great pass by Jake Pemberton.
Now you got to get off here if you're Krafka.
You got to help side now.
Got to get off if you're...
Reuter dribbling into the corner. That one no good, but the rebound goes to Owens. He gets the kickback. It's a 1-point game. Big fella right now has got 15 on the day. Pioneers up by 1. 2:19 left to play. Krafka rotating the ball around now to Holtzman, who's come into the ball game for a Day Murky. There's going to be another foul. That's going to be on Reuter. He is gone. So how about this? You want to know how good Jake Pemberton is on defense? Austin Reuter came into this ball game averaging 10.6 a game. He fouls out with a goose egg. Nada.
Well, and you go back. When these two teams met last, Reuter had 16 points in that game in Tulsa, and tonight.
You average double-digit points and you get nothing?
The other thing too about Pemberton is
that's like going to a movie Dutch.
Yeah, I mean he makes guys work. He makes guys work to catch the ball and just wears them out.
Both free throws up and good by one of the nations. He was 11th in the nation. He may move up into the top 10 following today. Pioneers with a 3-point cushion. Got to watch that 3-point shot. Owens down low. Don't give him 3. It's all right at that point in time. But, again, the Pioneers letting that pass get in.
Yeah, Amigo, he was just going to go ahead and concede the play, and probably rightfully so.
Anything can happen right now with $1:49 left. Amigo inside and a great pass inside. And you know what? A little veteran move. He pushed off a little bit.
Well, he did. And again, you get back to that defensive play he passed on, and that's why you need him in this game right now because, again, he's the guy that has a chance to make an easy basket.
63-60, Pioneers looking to close out Oral Roberts, but the Golden Eagles really staying in this one. Fuquay with the bounce pass. Pioneers almost come up with it.
Holtzman's got to go help.
Yeah, White's had a solid game, dribbling back down low, and that is exactly why. You called it out, but White now has 16 points on the game. We're back to a 1-point cushion.
If you haven't figured it out yet, he's going to turn over that left shoulder. You've got to get in there and help. Make him throw the ball out of there.
Next foul by Oral Roberts will send the Pioneers into the double bonus, meaning they get 2 shots every time they go to the foul line. 16 seconds to go on the shot clock. We're under a minute to play. We got a 1-point ball game at 63-62. Amigo dumps inside. Great job finding the nation's best foul shooter, or one of them.
Krafka's actually the one that's going to shoot.
Is Krafka going?
Yeah.
Krafka today has not attempted any foul shots. These are huge.
Nice play by Amigo there. You know, so many times we've seen him run in there and try to throw up something. That time he comes to a stop, makes an easy pass.
Big foul shots for Krafka. Knocks down the first one. You want to keep this at a 3-point cushion because you don't want to give them an opportunity to tie things up with 49.3 seconds to play. So this is a big foul shot. And he rattles that home. Shooter's touch by Jake Krafka.
Yeah, I love what Coach Billups did right here. He's going to get Holtzman out and get a little bit better defensive player, Murky, into this game. It's a good job by Coach Billups and his staff over there.
Pemberton on Harris. Got to keep that 3-point threat outside because now Reuter's fouled out of the game. Kearns looking for some help on the pick and roll, and they do, but the Pioneers played that perfectly. Amigo gets it out to Murky. Murky's going to slow it down, get it in the hands of Rozga. 23 seconds to play. This is what you want. Rozga dribbling the basketball.
Yeah, Rozga doesn't need to give this thing up.
Timeout. Good call by the Pioneers. Rozga dribbled it into the corner with 16.8 seconds left. There's no time left on the shot clock, so that forces Oral Roberts to foul.
And if you have a set play right here again, nice job by Krafka on the pick and roll, getting involved there, creating the turnover, and now giving Denver a chance, hopefully to get fouled and get to the free throw line and put a nail in this one.
Pioneers with 4 players in double digits. Krafka's got 13, Holtzman's got 10, Mackey's got 10, Amigo, a little bloody, he's got 10 as well, but a little blood on the big man's always good. That means you're doing your job, man.
And you know what? He's played really well today. I
unselfish.
He's been very unselfish. He's just played with that word I like to use, maturity. I mean, that play before where he drives it, stops, hands it off to Krafka. That was a huge play.
He's recognizing where you're at in the game and not forcing. You talked about tempo being the key. At that point in time, you needed to slow the tempo down, which is exactly what they did. But he's in double figures now, so now he's 17 points away from the 1,000-point club for the Pioneers, which he will likely get against Western Illinois.
Well, and Coach Billups is going to put all free throw shooters into the game here. So you're going to see Holtzman come back in. I mean, guys out there right now, Murky's only shooting 61%, but again, he's going to be the one that's going to trigger it. So somehow, some way, hopefully you can get Rozga coming out of this bunch here, catching the ball. Just got to be careful with the backcourt line here.
Who I'm really impressed with is Javen White. Another timeout. He almost stepped over half court.
Well, he did, and where he needed to go catch that ball was not against the back of the half court line. Get it in the back court, because then that gives you more room, more space.
Well, as men's basketball season wraps up their season, it's time for a new sport to take over. The men's lacrosse team kicks off their 2018 campaign as Cleveland State pays a visit to the Mile High City. Catch all the action here on Altitude next Sunday at 11 a.m. And boy, what a joy to watch the University of Denver. I'll tell you, for all the schools that don't have a football team, this is one of the top athletic programs in the country, bar none. Great in soccer, lacrosse, hockey, basketball teams up and coming, the skiing team, gymnastics. Great place to be. How many timeouts do the Pioneers have left?
You're going to get Krafka here. And now you'll see him substitute defense.
Okay, so the Pioneers have one timeout left. So you saw Rosga do a veteran move. He got in trouble both times. He knew that he had timeouts to use.
You saw what a veteran staff does also, holding on to those timeouts. I mean, how precious those timeouts at the end of a game.
Krafka was iced the last time at the line. That one's short. He needs this one big time. Need 1 and 2 here, guys.
Get it into a 2-possession game here.
Now that's the difference of being in the double bonus. When you get up to 10 fouls, you get 2 shots every time there's a foul. This one for Krafka is a big one for the Pioneers. That foul shot's up and nothing but the bottom of the net. Huge by Jake Krafka.
Now just don't foul.
Little token pressure here. And if you do foul, make sure it's a 2-point shot. White's going to put it up from 3, and he's got it. With 2.2 seconds to play, White hits the triple, 66-65. Now, if I'm the Pioneers, now you can move in and out, right?
You're going to be able to move on the baseline, and that's very important right here as we watch White.
And that was the Pioneers' final timeout.
That was the Pioneers.
So what you want to do?
Actually, I think Oral Roberts called the timeout.
So Oral Roberts called the timeout. The Pioneers can run up and down the baseline. They have a timeout left if they need be. If not, right, you throw the ball down on that side of the court deep on DU's end, and if the ball gets touched, the clock starts.
If you're going to make a mistake, that's where you want to make it. And we look right here. I mean, Denver would love to see this 2.2 go quick.
Well, we explained this, that if the Pioneers can eke out a win here and they go to 7-6, 13-14 overall, they have 1 game left.
And this, I like what they're doing here. Keep 2 guys on this side of the floor. Allow your 2 best players here that are on the court right now, Pemberton and Rosga, to go try to catch it.
You know that you can throw the ball. Krafka gets the foul, and he's going to be fouled. Time comes off. There's 0.8 seconds left. That's a good job by the Pioneers. The coaching staff spread everybody out.
Well, they spread everyone out. They ran Pemberton long, which meant he took his defender with him. Now all of a sudden your guys on the side there, or the guys that were deep, they have a place to go catch it. Krafka runs up there. You get the ball in bounds, and you would think outside a miracle. In fact, you might want to think about
missing the foul shot.
Is Oral Roberts out of timeouts?
Let's see if that's the case.
They're going to look at the clock. Going to look at the clock here
and see there's 2.2 seconds left. Let's roll back ourselves if we can. If they're on the inbounds, if there was 2.2 seconds left, I'm not sure that there's going to be any time added on. I mean,
you would not think.
Here it is. Here's a look from our outstanding crew. 2.2. Yeah. Maybe 0.4 gets added on. Maybe. Because they didn't call it on the first grab. It was the second grab.
They're going to put it at 1. So.
They got 0.2 seconds. In other words, nothing that really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I would outthink myself here. If Krafka can make both these, go ahead and knock them down.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking an absolute miracle. But I tell you what, I really like this player, White. He's led the way with 19 points. He's only a sophomore, and he's only going to get better. Plus, he's one of those wrong-handers.
Yeah, you look at all 3 of those interior guys today. I mean,
Krafka misses the first one. Boy, you're almost right. You almost missed the second one now.
Now I would go ahead and I would put guys up there too. I wouldn't stand back
right,
here.
So you get somebody to rebound. But the drawback there is a foul.
Foul. You're always concerned about that.
Because is there time? Now, was that Oral Roberts? What's Oral Roberts got on timeouts left? That's a key there.
Here. Don't have access to the.
Let's see. Look at the TO count. Because that's crucial too.
Well, again, the shot that's going to beat you would be a 3.
Right.
I mean, there's no chance for a 2. So, in my opinion, you're better off probably going ahead and missing this, and not letting them get set up with an inbounds play. Because what happened at Nebraska Omaha?
Oh yeah. Yep. No, I got you.
So, but what a great year it's been.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Pioneers. Always can find your Pioneer action on Altitude. 1 second left here. Men's lacrosse, Cleveland State Gymnastics, Southern Utah. Again, lacrosse with Ohio State. Yeah, the big fellas. Lacrosse between the University of Colorado and then Butler. So it is lax season for the Pioneers. You can see all those games on Altitude starting on the 25th at 11 a.m. Boy, it's never easy for a coach, huh? Rodney Billups, head coach Rodney Billups stays extremely calm in this time. So as soon as the ball touches anybody, right there you go. Game over. They did exactly what we thought they'd do. And the